All righty, folks, we're going to get underway here just a couple minutes early. Are folks ready? I think they're ready. I think everybody's ready. Here we go. Welcome. Yes, it is that time again. It is Wednesday, and we are going to get underway just a minute or two early here because we've got lots of amazing things here moving forward. All right, so let's see. Who should I pick on? Alan, do you want to lead the Pledge of Allegiance? Oh, I got two Allens here, right directly in the same word. Wow, you're aligned again. Okay, we'll do. We'll do it together. All right, here we go. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nicely done. All right, songsters, here we go. Getting all of our song type people up here. Yep. This song seems vaguely familiar.
Here, you hold that.
I can hold this.
Does it have the words?
Oh, here you go, Stu.
I was gonna say, if it's just gonna have.
All right, everybody.
Here we go.
Now, I know that you know the Andy Williams Classic. It's the most wonderful time of the year, which indeed it is. But we also know it can be pretty stressful, right? So we're going to do a new spin on Andy's song. Lyrics, there's some lyric sheets on the table. Of course, they'll all be up here. Ready?
Thank you.
Here we go.
It's covering the words.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's the most chaotic time of the year. Friends and relatives gathering and everyone blathering, be of good cheer. It's the most chaotic time of the year. It's the wackiest season of all. All my muscles are tight and I think that I might soon be hitting a wall. It's the wackiest season of all. There'll be high expectation from all our relations to make this a glorious time. I don't think I can do it, but I will get through it with all of that Livermore wine. It's the most chaotic time of the year. Why won't someone provide me some tips that can guide me through all of my fears? It's the most chaotic time. Yes, the most chaotic time. It's the most chaotic time of the year.
Nice. Very nice. Oh, who wrote that? I think it was kinda.
Finish, you're up.
Hi, I ran across this poster and it's dated 1911. It's a very innocent time by comparison to today's standards. And it's titled, "Do you know how to kiss a girl? Then learn. First, stand facing her. Do not tell her your intentions. Do not ask permission to kiss her. Look dreamily into her eyes. You may hold her right hand with your right hand if you wish. It is well to sigh a couple times about this stage in the game. Whisper softly that her rosebud lips remind you of Cupid's bow. She will probably drop her eyes and blush when you say that. Place the fingers of your left hand under her chin and tilt back her head slightly. Draw her gently towards you. Do not hurry.
She's taller than you.
Stand on a stool. gaze deeply at the love lights which slumber in her eyes. Sigh once more. Incline your head towards hers until your lips, but wait. Do not kiss her until you know that she uses lacerated pepsin gum, the only antiseptic gum in the world, the only chewing gum that makes it safe to kiss. If she is a lacerated pepsin gum girl, go ahead and kiss her.
Just goes to show you what how ads have changed. All righty. Our front line, we've got Trudy doing the reporting, Kathy doing the publishing, Don doing the photographing, audio visuals, Paul right here in front. Yay. Greeting. Was Joel greeting? Did people get? He did? Okay. Oh, Trudy helped too. Yeah. So I got, so there were multiple people doing that job here. And Jeff, are you Zoom hosting in the back? Very good. Thank you. All right. Our Sergeant at Arms, Trex and Bob. We have 1 out of 2. That's enough. All right. And our web mistress is Kathy. Public outreach is Kelly. And videographing is Niall. All righty. Very good. How about a round of applause for all these folks who make the meeting go? Okay, well, we're going to do some introductions here. On Zoom, do we have anybody who's not part of us? We've got nobody, not a nothing, who are not full-blooded Rotarians. In the room, let's talk about guests first. Who do we have who is guesting us?
I have a
Yes.
guest. I have a guest.
Yes, Trudy.
This is Katie Sosine.
Easy for you to say.
And she is the office manager at Dr. Hack's office, and you will be hearing from Dr. Hack in just a few moments.
Very good.
But the first face you see when you walk in, and it's amazing.
Okay.
So, thank you.
All right. Who else do we have here as a guest?
Oh, here.
Alan?
Paul Spence. I'd like to introduce Paul Spence. He's the city's assistant manager, and he's also joining the club.
Yay! All right. Anybody else who is a guest?
Student of the month.
Yeah, we'll do Student of the Month introductions with Student of the Month. All right. All right. Any Visi Rotarians here in the room? Okay. Very good. All right. And just because sort of we reoriented things last week, we want to keep you people on your toes. So we're going to do Student of the Month now. All right. So under the fine tutelage of one of our senior Rotarians, you can see the troop making its way to the front here. All right. So let's relax and hear about our Students of the Month, sir.
This month, our student of the month will come from Del Val High School. And here to introduce and speak about that student is the principal, Tammy Rankin.
Thank you for giving me the chance to celebrate Oleg Del Real, who is a senior at Del Val High School. Teachers describe Oleg as a quiet, respectful student who enjoys learning. He takes his time doing his work and ends up with positive results always. He has taken advantage of our classes at Del Val. He's taken our culinary class, and we now have a construction class that we just started, and he's in that class. We're very excited about that class. Oleg has made a positive mark on our school, and we are excited to be able to celebrate him here. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. I'm Oleg. This is my mom. So before anything, thanks to my mom for raising me the way she did. I'm graduating early, and after high school, I want to join the Marine Corps, and after that, go to trade school and become an electrician.
line everybody up here, take a couple pictures. There we go. Wow. Congratulations. Announcements. Let's roll forward. What do we have there? Okay. So Alan, I think we've got a slide for you this time. So let's do what we did before one more time.
Well, so last week I tried to verbally describe this. Our immediate goal is 15,000 to raise. I had set a goal of 10,000 from our club. I know some other clubs are putting some money. Ultimately we need around 50,000. And Don Sweeney is helping me on this project. So I announced last week that I was going to give another $2,500 to match what people did. And the good news is that was exceeded. The bad news is that meant some people weren't going to have their funds matched. Well, the good news is I decided to raise my match to $3,000, but I still need another $100. So I'm hoping that today somebody here will decide they'll put in, $50 or $100, a couple people at 50 or 100 to meet this. And the other thing is that if you like to play with electronics, do experiments and splash in water, we need additional people to get involved in this project. So anyway, if any of those criteria match you, please let me know.
Very close to our goal. Okay. Now, Dowd's going to walk up here and give us some information. And now, I swear to God, you all need to pay attention because usually after he's done, somebody will ask me something that Gowd's just told us about. So, well, there should be, yes, certainly. But really, it does actually help if you pay attention because we're doing great things. So Gowd, tell us how it's going.
Thank you. Okay, what I'm going to say is something you already know. It is going to be a reminder, and I'm going to run through a lot of slides quickly. So then you have any questions, you call me, send me a note. Trust me, there will be a quiz next week, just like we had last year. Is to find out how good a job I'm doing. If you don't remember, that means I got to do something different. All right, next. So we're going to talk about TRF goals and the current status. The annual fund
Gowd?
goal.
Gowd,
Yes.
I'm gonna interrupt you.
Yeah.
We have too many acronyms in this club.
Okay.
And it turns out that many of us don't know what you're talking about when you put up an acronym.
I'm going to talk about that next.
Well, you should say the Rotary Foundation or fund or whatever it is, rather than the acronym. It's still 3 words.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So whenever you or somebody else in the club says that, we will interrupt you and ask you to spell it out.
Thank you. So today I'm going to talk about the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International. In fact, I have a slide, you were just a little ahead of me, and that is the one that I'm going to explain further. But the TRF is the Rotary Foundation. And so we set the goals, annual fund 72,000, polio plus goal 22,000. We have done very well. We are halfway through, not less than halfway through. We are at 71% of the polio plus, but we are at 26.5 for annual fund. And we set a goal of 4 new bequest society. I know what that means. I'm going to talk about it in the last slide. So we have a goal of increase the bequest society member to 4. We currently are 4 plus 2 anonymous, something like that. So we like to do that. Next. Now, quickly, the reason I want to show you is that the numbers, the reason we are so high in July is because in December, not all our, in June, not all our donations get counted because they were late. By the time they get it, so they count it towards this year. So this big peak we see is the donations are actually from last year, but that's okay. They count towards this year. So what we got to do is that look at November, December are the ones that the big months we need to catch up. And that's what this today's talk is about. So then we will try to cover all the fundraising in April, May, rather than going to the last day. Next one. So this shows the trend of last 2 years. And I don't want to find comfort that we are ahead because the green one is above the blue one, because I explained to you that is because of the Polio Plus that gave us a boost. So we still have a long way to go on annual fund. Next. All right, Alan, this is the one that I'm going to explain. Still a very confusing thing to most of the people. Rotary Foundation, the reason I stole this from a district presentation. So the Rotary Foundation is your foundation and showing it is different than clubs have a foundations like Niles Rotary, our Rotarian Foundation, Cupertino, and so on and so on. So they are also nonprofit, 501c3, but we're talking about the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International. And that is the one where we get the grants, where we get various things. I'm going to talk about that. Okay, is that clear? All right, next. So what does the Rotary Foundation of RI, we call as a TRF to be short, and it supports and funds Rotary programs throughout the world. And the world includes us. It does local clubs as well. So a lot of time people look at the, oh, that's international, this is local, but it is all inclusive. I'll explain you how. So it accomplishes because of your generous donations. And what Rotary Foundation does is it has a various levels of recognizing individual donors, clubs, and to express the gratitude. I'm going to quickly run through those. Each one of you should have got an email with the details of what the individual and club recognitions are. Next. All right, this is the most important slide. Lot of time we say, all right, we say, we get back. How does that happen? So when you give $1,000 to the annual fund share, that's important, it's an annual fund share, and the district uses for 3 years, and earning from that goes towards the administration. So, but every year, average of the 3 years, they take average, and 50% of that comes back to our club as a district designated fund, not dollars. It comes as a district designated fund. Important. Then the other half goes to the World Fund, from which the Rotary International funds various grants and programs, not just grants, programs. Now, when we get 500 DDF, and what happens? We get to decide how we use those things for a district or a global grant. Let's say you use all of them for a district, that they are worth 625. If you use all of them for a global grant, they're worth 900. So we do the mix of those depending on whatever thing. Okay, is that clear? No? Is that Paul? No, this is wrong. Take that, I borrowed that from district, but that's a. Okay, all right. Ignore the dollar sign in front of the 500. That is a DDF, district designated fund. Now, when you use that for a district grant, they have a multiplier of 1.25. When you use for a global grant, it has a multiplier of 1.8. So therefore, 62.5% of the 1,000 we gave. Okay? That comes from the district. That they have a fund from which they're encouraging you to do the district grant. The same way, the 1.8, that one comes from international to encourage you to do the global grants. I'm glad you're asking questions. You're awake and you're listening. Thank you. Next one. All right. So the rest of them, I'm not going to dwell on it. You have a handout, but I just want to read through the way the recognitions happens is benefactor is a Rotary Foundation sustaining member is $100 or more. Benefactor is the one gives $1,000 or more as an estate plan endowment fund as a beneficiary. Then you got Paul Harris Fellow recognition that is $1,000 or more, and that is not just in a year, but could be cumulative. This is important. And to encourage Paul Harris Fellows, our club is matching $100 with 100 foundation recognition points, means you can become Paul Harris Fellow with a $500. Okay. Next, multiple Paul Harris Fellows is additional 1,000 gets you to Paul Harris +1, +2, so on. Now, the Paul Harris Society members, different from Paul Harris's, you must give $1,000 or more in that year, in the Rotary year. That's what qualifies as Paul Harris Society member. Next. Bequest Society. This is the one where you give a future gift of $1,000, $10,000 or more for the Rotary Foundation. And major donor is when you reach your cumulative donations of 10,000 or more, your major donor level 1. Major donor and above are all husband and wife recognized together. If husband and wife are Rotarians, if one of them reaches that, both of them become major donor, and so on. So all of them are family recognition. And Arch Clump Society, when your cumulative donations reaches 250,000, and you got several levels listed there. Legacy Society, when you promise a gift of $1 million or more. And there are many other categories. I send it as a handout. Next. Club recognition. 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club. I've been trying that for last 2 years. We came very, very close to within 8 members. I'm hoping we'll do it next year. And so then 100% Paul Harris Society Club. By the way, there are clubs and with all of them, at least few of them everywhere. So we are not, I think we're doing quite good, but we just have to get there. 100% Paul Harris Society Club, each and every dues paying member need to be a Paul Harris Society member. 100% Foundation Giving Club, again, 100% participation, and average of 100, we are already beyond that, with at least $25 to any or all of the following Rotary year. And we met that. Yeah, because we included that EREY, that allows us to be that because we're already $100 or more. Okay, next. Rotary Promise Club. Well, $1,000 or more in an estate plan. Every Rotarian every year, we are taking $25 from the membership. So we are automatically meeting the every Rotarian every year. All right. That's it. Next. All right. So wrap it up. How do I donate? Best way to do, straightforward, is myrotary.org. So next week, next couple of weeks, I'm going to be with my computer with my fellow members to help you navigate and see how to do that. There are a lot of questions. I'm not going to cover them here, but I will show them. Then personal check payable to the Rotary Foundation, and you can make a note of any one of those categories. You can mail it or give it to us. I'll process it. I've already taken a lot of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gowd. All right. So up next, Kathy.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Actually, I have a very nice team assembled to help me
Very good.
at this party, so I'm very excited. We've got some red badgers and old timers, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So they just know what they have to do. And I hope that most of you will consider coming and helping the rest of the team, because they're setting up tables and doing all kinds of things with gifts. And I know that the morning club is doing most of that, but they'll take all the help they can get because it's a big party. We have about 150 kids invited, and there's always an extra kid from the fifth siblings and one parent. So
What
it's a
time
lot.
and what day?
It is December 7th,
What time do you want us to show up?
noon.
Thank you.
Noon.
Anything else? All right.
Nope, nothing
Very good.
else.
Next.
Santa's going to be there though, but it's not going to be you, Mark.
I know. I'm looking bushy. All right. So past President Sheila. So you'll remember that I promised that because you all are so awful at multiple choice tests, we're going to do some training. And so Sheila has graciously told us she's going to do a little teaching here about recycling. So what have you got? You got 3 baskets.
All right. Oh, do I have my slide? No,
There was
no,
a-
I sent the one that had the,
Oh, bummer. Oh, okay.
I sent it to everybody.
Darn.
Okay.
Can you do it without, or can
Yes, I can, but it'll be A, B, or C and other.
Okay.
So if you all remember, we have a slide, and we'll make sure that I'll send it twice next time. For choosing, there's the green cart, the blue cart, and the gray cart, and then we have other.
Okay.
So today I brought some items that I think inquiring minds might want to know where they go.
All right.
So we're going to start off with, well, it's where they go for
Where-
you.
Where do you put them?
Where do you
So,
put them when
You
you're
put
at
them
your-
in green, recycling, or garbage. All right.
Yes. All right.
There we
So-
go. How many people think green? How many people think recycling? It is an aerosol can.
It's an aerosol can,
Okay. How many people think?
garbage. Okay.
Okay. Raise hands. Green. How many green? Nope. Recycling. How many recycling? Okay. Garbage. How many think garbage? How many think other? And what is it?
This is recyclable. So completely empty aerosol cans. when
Even
you
though they've
push-
got multiple materials on them, plastic on the
Yes.
top?
Yes, so
Yes,
because it's, well, and
is.
that's why we're here. So this one, when it's completely spent, there is no more propellant in there. This is a steel can. And the steel industry would be very upset if we were throwing these in the landfill. So yes, definitely this can be recycled and it goes in your blue cart.
Very
Ma-
good.
Yep. I said it has to be completely spent. Now, if you have one where the top breaks off and it has paint in it, where should it go then?
Garbage.
No.
Oh, that's
Okay,
that's
so
hazardous
if you,
material, isn't it?
and that was our
Other.
custody manager. But you know what? Anyway, This, if it is, say you have a can of paint, spray paint, and it breaks, the lid breaks off, you need to take that to the household hazardous waste facility that's in Livermore, open Thursday and Friday from 9 to 1, and it's free
But if
as
there's
a
no paint in it, if it's completely empty,
empty. Yep.
then you can put
Okay.
it in recycle.
All right, that's
next.
recycled. Next one.
So it's an egg carton and it is sort of looks like it might be made out of a paperish material.
Right. Paperish
Okay. How
material.
many think compost? Okay. How many people think recycling? How many people think garbage? How many think other? Okay.
Well, you know, President Mark, I am pretty darn well impressed with this group. So the reality is probably the best place for a paper egg carton is compost, because if you look at it, it's just a molded kind of like you would make paper. It's not a very durable container. So its best life could be or would be in the compost. But if you do have a clean egg carton, we would not object to you putting it in the recycle bin. But its best home, as you indicated, is the organic bin.
All right.
right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Next.
If there's any food
Put it
at
in
all,
compost.
it goes in the compost.
Perfect.
Yeah, if it's clean, you
Could
could,
go either.
it could go either. That's up to you, okay?
Next.
So the plastic egg cartons, like my next option here, we're gonna include that plastic egg carton. Okay, so we have a to-go container, black bottom, clear top. Should this go in A?
Compost. B, recycling. C, garbage. Garbage. D, other. Okay, I'm thinking, I'm
Okay.
thinking garbage because of the bottom.
Yes. So this one is garbage. The reason being, we do not have anywhere to take this lovely container. Black plastics, if anybody read the article, I think it was in one of the papers.
Yeah.
Black plastics, they're kind of bad for us. They're finding out. But the reality is right now we have nowhere to take this in Livermore. So this is garbage. Plus, we don't know what they added to this plastic, even though it's got the triangle on the bottom. All that's telling you is they use that type of plastic in making this. Either it's a 2 or 3, but what else they put in it, God knows. And nobody that we deal with at Livermore Sanitation, those end users do not want this. So this is garbage. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. You know what? Exactly. Just because it has a triangle on it, and then someone else brought up styrofoam. Styrofoam is another one of those tricky ones. It always has a little diamond on it telling you that there is some recycled plastic component that's in it, but it does not mean that it's recyclable. Okay.
Polystyrene is garbage.
Polystyrene is garbage. Okay. All right. Last one.
Ooh, it's batteries. Is it A, compost? They put it in the compost because it makes it more charged up? No.
No.
Recycling, because of course, you want to recycle a battery? Garbage? Would you put it in garbage? Or would you put it in other? Oh, wow. They're doing really well.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We have a smart group, President Mark.
So
It
where
is-
do those go? How could I get my batteries picked up if I lived in a nice house here in Livermore?
So listen to your club. If you now make sure it's a full bag. Don't be putting one battery out there and expecting our drivers to see it. Okay. No, you get a full bag, put it on the lid of your recycle cart. Our driver will get out, grab that, puts it in a container on the side of the truck. It comes back to our yard. We have a big, thick metal storage container where they sit nicely until a company comes, picks them up, and they go to a special facility where all the materials are separated and recycled.
Yay!
Yay.
All
Okay, I
right,
wanna
Pastor
thank you.
Sheila, thank you.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go.
Okay, and my last thing is about board nominations.
Okay, yes.
All right.
So are we going to compost the board domination? Recycle the board? No, no.
Okay, I want to be.
Yeah, we're late.
We're late. So ladies and gentlemen, if you would like, if there's someone that you would like to suggest, we are looking to replace some board members in July. So I'm asking if any of you have someone you would like to nominate for a board position, if you could email me those names.
Email them to past President
Yeah.
Sheila and the board
So
will consider them.
suggestions from the floor, if you want to send those to me, I would be very happy to get them. And that is it.
Very good. And we
Thank
will be
you.
having a club assembly coming up in December. Yes, Kathy. There are.
Yeah.
Let's do that at the, let's do that at the.
Why don't we do that at the club assembly?
Because I think we've got some stuff still in process here.
Yes.
See, we don't want to announce their name before they say yes, because it's so rude. Yeah. All righty. Touching in again on our dream room makeover for Rooms of Hope. We are now, as you can see, about 3 weeks in. It's getting very furry here at the beard competition, as you'll know. We have a club goal of $5,000, and we are making fantastic project. We are $3,415 in. So we're just $1,485 away. We have until December 12th, so we've got a couple more shots at this. But if you sort of appreciate the hard work of why people shouldn't grow beards, I know that now. But we just need a little bit more, a couple more folk to sort of say, yes, that's worth $100. Or maybe if you already did 100, you'd say, this is worth 500. President Mark is looking almost like someone who's unhoused at this point. So that's worth just entertainment value, as well as the good work we're doing for the folks who will be serving at Rooms of Hope. Just one little more push, and then we'll do that. So next week, it is Thanksgiving week. We are meeting where? We are dark. Yes. And that's what that means. So for those of you who wonder, what does it mean dark? It's like, it's not kind of a special party thing where we eat in the dark, Togo sandwiches, and they taste better. No, this means we don't meet on Thanksgiving week. So we will meet again in December. Our next meeting is on December 4th with John Sensiba, talking about the Martin C. Kaufman 100 Club of Alameda County. And this week, we are super excited that Anita Haig, right? How do you say your last name, Anita? I'm so sorry. But Trudy is going to introduce you, and she's going to tell me, do you have a microphone, Trudy, or are you going to coming up? Very good. I will stand up and hobble away, and you can introduce our guest.
Sitting right there.
Nah.
It would look weird, but. Okay, I wrote this down so that I would remember all of the wonderful details. So I'm pleased to introduce two talented professionals who are transforming health and wellness in our community, Dr. Anita Hawk and Don Parker. Dr. Anita, originally from Toronto, Canada, graduated with honors from Cleveland Chiropractic College. You probably think that's in Cleveland, but no, it's in LA, and set up her practice in Livermore back in 2004. Her commitment to natural health care, nutrition, and exercise has earned her numerous accolades, including Best Chiropractor in Livermore from 2009 to 2024. She's the author and featured expert in chiropractic magazines and was among the Tri-Valley's 40 Under 40 in 2017. She brings a wealth of knowledge and innovative approaches to her patients, helping them achieve optimal health from the inside out. Her partner in this mission is her husband, Don Parker, a fitness expert and personal trainer since his teenage years. With years of experience and multiple certifications, Don has helped thousands reach their fitness goals through creative, efficient workouts that prioritize overall well-being. Together, they've developed resources like their book, Expose 10 Secrets to Health and Happiness, plus finally, quick and easy workouts for back pain sufferers, of which I am one. Available on Amazon Prime Video. Don's new fitness app is also available. It's called Infinite Athletes. In their Livermore practice, Dr. Anita and Don combine chiropractic care with their personalized fitness and therapeutic services to address the root causes of health issues. So their patients not only feel better, but also move better. Their holistic approach is evident in everything they do, and I've seen incredible benefits in my own wellness through their help. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Anita Hawk and Don Parker, who will share their insights and expertise on achieving a healthier, more vibrant life during the holidays.
All right, I'm going to take this out because I'm so short, and I'm going to come out here to make sure that you guys can all hear us. and I'll pass it along to you. So thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Trudy and Dave. Thank you for having us. And it is such a pleasure to be here with you all today and share some tips. So if we can kind of move forward on the slide to the next one. I know the question when Trudy had asked us to speak today, we were thinking we have so many different things we can share with you guys about being better, being, more active, but why are we going to talk about health during the holidays? It kind of seems a little bit counterproductive because most of us know around the holiday time is the time that most of us, our health is sometimes going by the wayside, right? We have more parties to go to, more treats to eat, more sweets to indulge us, more alcohol to consume. I mean, it's a lot of fun too, right? But the reason why we want to talk about some of our health tips for you guys during the holidays is because we know what happens comes January 1st. Most people who maybe let their health slide, sometimes it's not just holidays, it's all year round. Come January 1, what happens? That's when the resolutions that never really come true start to come in place. Okay, now I'm really going to lose this holiday weight, right? I'm going to definitely, I'm going to start this exercise program. I am going to start eating more salads, right? Like these are the things that happen January 1st. And then by February 1st, some of that motivation goes down. Has anybody ever experienced this in their life? Yes, I'm guilty too. We all have done this. So our goal today is to share a few tips that you can put in place right now during the holiday season so you don't have that regret come January 1st of, oh no, I've got to lose this weight. I got to get better. And these are some practical things that we use in our life that we think could be helpful for you guys as well. So if we can move to the next slide, please. We have put something out on the tables for you guys. I know, more paperwork. You guys seem to have a lot already, so I apologize for that. But if you can take a moment, there's something on your table in front of you. There should be. If you don't raise your hand, we'll get one to you. It's called the Health and Stress Survey. And the reason why we brought this is because sometimes being asked questions helps you to decipher where you are in your health journey and where you really are, because maybe you haven't thought about these things. So if you can take a moment, there's some pens on your tables in front of you, and you can share them if there's not enough, but throughout the presentation, there's just 5 or 6 simple questions and you can fill it out for yourself. But what we're going to do is at the end of our presentation, we are going to raffle off a few gifts. So once you're done filling this out, if you want to partake in being a possible winner of something healthy, you're going to fold this up and Katie will collect them towards the end of the presentation and we will pull out some names. Sound good? All right. So we'll come back to this towards the end and we're going to just move forward here. All right. So let's start off with this. How important do you guys think oxygen is? I mean, yeah, right? Like, come on, obvious. Okay, so should we do the test? Let's do the test. I'm going to do the test.
All right, so my favorite time of the year are the holidays because I'm a very, very picky eater when the holidays come. So I'm good with that. So what I'm going to have each and every one of you do is go ahead and lean forward like you're on your phone, just like this.
Phone, right?
Just pretend you're on your phone or computer or whatever you do, okay? And I want you to take a deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. A real deep breath. Do that 3 times. In and out. Deep breath. There you go. You got your phone in your hand. Okay, now that you've done that.
So, question for you guys. How did that feel? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do a little test with you. I'm just gonna have you bring your shoulders back, head back, sit up straight, and now take a big deep breath in and out. Did that feel any different? Much better, right? Okay, that's the way we're breathing throughout the day when we're going through our day. Every day we're doing that. We're breathing wrong every day, okay? And when we take a big deep breath in, it's such a relief. So practicing doing that throughout the day, even when you have your phone. And I know Dr. Hawk, she'll tell you, keep your phone up here, not down there. You know, if you're looking at the computer too long, I suggest you get up and take a break every 10 to 15 minutes if you're doing any kind of computer work or anything like that. So it is very, very important, like everyone said, oxygen is important. So just keep that in mind when you're breathing.
And like another tip, thanks, Dawn. Another tip on that is most of us don't realize how we're not breathing throughout the whole day. We're kind of shallow breathing because we're breathing like this, just like we could do the test, right? Now, most of you hopefully are sitting up taller and trying to keep that posture, but it leads to fatigue. It's going to lead to possibly headaches. It's going to lead to hunger that's not really hunger. So there's a lot of health issues that come from us just not breathing correctly. So easy thing to do is just to sit up taller when you're feeling tired. You feel like you need a nap, first do the deep breathing exercise and it will help you move along. So let's go to the next slide here. So that is kind of our tip number one is your posture is directly affected to how well you're going to function and therefore how well you guys are going to feel. It's that quick and simple and easy. These tips that we're bringing to you guys are not like, you don't need to be a super smart person to get this. It's so logical. It's just stuff that we forget throughout our lives. We forget about it. We get bombarded by so many things. So since your spine houses something so important, let me ask you guys this. How does your brain tell your legs to move, for example? Nerves, exactly. There's some smart people here at this Rotary Club. He gets a prize. So you're absolutely, your nerves, and guess what your nerves, guess where they come from? Come from your spine. That's why your posture is directly affecting how well you function or don't function. So somebody whose posture might look like, who kind of like looks like this all the time. And I see this, not to make fun of him, this is just how it happens nowadays because we are so tech driven that we're constantly having our heads forward, right? It's this problem that even after you stop using your tech, guess what? Your shoulders are still rounding forward. So that's why your posture, therefore, can start to make you feel more tired, more pain, more stiffness, and a lot of these other health issues. So that's why we're going to implore you guys to sit up tall. If you're having issues with your posture, then that's something else we should talk about. Meaning, if it hurts to try to sit up tall and have your shoulders back, that's a signal that something may not be working right. Something may not be in the right position. If you can go to the next slide, please. So this is kind of what I was talking about. And this is, of course, my passion and expertise, because if you can't tell already, I get a little excited. But when I learned about this back in, chiropractic college, I was amazed on, wow, everything is connected to your spine through those nerves, because without the nerves, your brain can't talk to the body. And you know what's really cool and kind of crazy at the same time is that your nerves, most people think, for something to hurt, they don't realize it's your nerve that's telling your brain. But only 2% of the nerve has pain receptors to tell your brain something hurts. Your body's designed amazingly like that so that if something is irritating a nerve, you're going to still be functional. You're not going to be constantly in pain because we're always moving around, right? So that's why a very small percentage of our nerve actually gives us pain signals. So it's a protective mechanism, but that can also hurt us because sometimes we can have things pinching on our nerves, but you don't feel it. And it could be sometimes, which I get a lot in my practice, is the patient that says, I didn't have an injury to my back. I don't know what happened. I just went down to grab my keys and oh my God, I couldn't move. Has anybody ever heard of that story or scenario before? Yeah, right. I know I have all the time, but that's because the injury did not happen for that person the moment they bent down to grab their keys. They probably had something irritating the nerve. They just didn't feel it. Okay. So that's why I wanted to bring this slide to your attention and remind you how much your posture really is affecting all the functioning of these nerves. We can move to the next slide, please. Okay, tip number 2. Let's talk about stress. Because holiday time is definitely a stressful time, and stress can be happy stress too. Whether it's a new wedding, new family member joining, stress could be a positive thing, but it still impacts our body sometimes in really negative ways. And all of us know, right, that stress is the precursor to most dis-ease. Did you hear how I said that? I didn't say disease. I said dis-ease. So a lot of times the doctor will say, you know, you got to be careful with your cholesterol, but what usually precipitates the heart attack is a stressful moment. So that's why we wanted to give you guys a couple of tips, things that you can do to help you. Some of this, again, is common sense that Don and I talk about. So one is obviously take your breaks. He mentioned, you know, every 15, 20 minutes, take a break. And that is so true because most of our minds can control our body, right? And sometimes even when your body's telling you, you know, you're tight, you're tired, you're hungry, you're thirsty, your mind is like capable of saying, shh, quiet, keep going, right? So that's why I'm going to implore you guys to listen a little bit more to your body signals, and that will help you. Number two, Don always gets on me on this one, which is getting proper rest. So how many hours are we supposed to be sleeping a night? Okay, did you guys know that as we get older, we actually need more sleep? So 7 to 8 is great, you know, what a surprise. Yes. But once you're past age 55, 60, 65, there are charts out there that tell you, yes, you need more rest, more sleep. Exactly. So take those naps, take that time, and your sleep quality is so vital so that you can replenish your cells, have your immune system working for you. Okay. And then number 3 is self-care, right? Take the time to take care of yourselves. I think oftentimes during the holidays, we get so ramped up with all the things we have to do, all the fun stuff, all the family, all the parties, that sometimes we can put our health, our needs to the wayside. Maybe you'll say, I'm not going to do a massage. I'm not going to take that yoga class. I'm too busy. But that's probably the time you need to do that even more. Okay, so having some self-care is absolutely a vital part. And then, you know, just a little bit of improvement. One of our tips that we offer our patients regularly is sometimes if you think of your health as a mountain to reach, if you think of a goal and it's a big goal, let me give you an example. You know, we have people come in all the time saying, I need to lose 50 pounds. Yeah, that sounds like a big goal, right? So big that sometimes even starting can feel intimidating. So instead, I implore our patients, we like to ask people, what could you do? What's one thing you can do to better your health today that you did better than yesterday? Perhaps maybe it's I'm drinking a little bit more water today than I did yesterday. Perhaps I'm going to actually have another serving of veggies than I did yesterday. Perhaps I'm going to take 5 extra minutes to get my heart rate up in my little brisk walk in the morning. I'm going to take a little longer round. Perhaps I'm going to actually do 5 push-ups today. You know, anything you could do that's just a little bit better than what you may have done yesterday is really how we start to progress and make a lifestyle change. And that's kind of what we like to help people do is change your lifestyle, not just try to do a quick fix, because that doesn't usually work, right? Magic pills don't usually really work long-term for success. So that's why we wanted to give you guys some ideas to manage your stress. You know what else you could do to manage your stress when you're feeling stressed? Go back to our top tip number 1. Get more oxygen. Yeah. Take some deep breaths. Like how powerful is that, right? So it kind of goes right back to everything. Should we move to number 3, please? Okay, I'm going to turn it over here to Don because he wants to talk a little bit about nutrition, which is one of the more important things. Oh, there we go.
All right, this is a tough subject, not only for me, but for everyone here, I'm sure. Now, nutrition is very important, obviously. So how many people in here think they drink enough water?
You have
Okay.
it up yet?
So if you're thinking you drink enough water, how much water do you drink?
64.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So just be mindful of that. And drinking water is sometimes difficult for a lot of people because water is boring, you know, and there's a lot of things you could do to drink more water. And what I mostly do is we actually make our own water. It's called Buzz Balance. We call it Buzz Balance. So we add apple cider vinegar, lemon and lime, fresh lemon and lime, and some ginger juice and a little bit of salt to our water, and we make a jug of it. We do it every day. So we drink at least close to a gallon of water a day, every day, you know, and picking and choosing what you eat. Fast foods. I can't remember the last time we had fast food. I know that's a sore subject for a lot of people. because it's quick and easy. But there are other things that are quick and easy too, like throwing something in a pan or vegetables, lettuce. There are a lot of ways to cook vegetables that are really tasty and easy. Google it. Watch cooking shows, okay? Learn how to do it yourself. That's the best way to have a good eating lifestyle. So, any questions on that?
Everybody's
Anybody,
hands go up.
anybody here does anybody here have a problem with constantly eating healthy? Raise your hand.
Yeah, everybody.
Raise your hand. Everybody should raise their hand because I'm going to raise mine too. Everybody has a problem with that. So if you do change one thing, like Dr. Hawk was talking about, if you change one thing in your diet a day, okay, just make a change and see how that affects your life for a week. And then just, like I said, baby steps. Take little steps. Go ahead. Sure, go ahead. Okay. All right. Mhm. Okay. It depends on the vegetable, actually. Yeah. Okay, and any green vegetable, of course, is a lot healthier if you eat a raw vegetable, but you can always steam vegetables and you don't have to cook them completely. You can throw them in a pan with other things, you know, to eat properly or
Air
eat
fryer is a
healthier.
good example, idea too.
We use our air fryer
Putting
every
your
day.
veggies in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean,
I'll give you mine.
Yeah, but you can
Okay.
always, yeah, you can always grill veggies, broil them. The key thing is when you're saying, should I fry them as healthy? Well, you know, you're gonna get a little bit of the oil in there. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing if you're using good oil.
Right.
Yeah, good quality oil is gonna help you, and high heat oil is also helpful. Were you gonna ask something? Oh, okay.
You know, it's really not the foods that you eat, it's the quality of food that you eat. Okay. And everything could be bad for you if you eat too much of it, or if you don't eat the proper amount, or if you don't eat the right kind. Okay. So picking and choosing a healthier type of food is very important. So grocery stores always have things right in the front when you walk in. Okay, we always do the organic. If we can't do the organic, we'll wait until they get it, or we'll get something else a little more healthier. That is organic. So there are a lot of ways you could do this.
And another good thing you guys might want to think about doing when you are grocery shopping, and I also say this to patients a lot, is focus on spending your grocery dollars on the perimeter of your supermarket. Because what's on the perimeter? You have the fresh stuff, right? You've got the produce, you've got the milk, you've got the meats. What's all in the middle of the grocery store? Everything packaged, everything in a box. So the more boxed packaged foods that you guys are going to consume, even though it might seem convenient, easier, quick, it usually you pay a tax with your body's health. So it might take a little more time to start with something fresh versus buying something out of a package, but it will serve you a lot of time. And the other thing I wanted to kind of give him a little tip on, Don, was that, you know, frozen produce is amazing. Frozen fruits and vegetables are picked at the peak freshness, and it's frozen immediately. So it's not sitting on a truck. It's not getting bad. So you're actually going to consume something that's more at the peak freshness than sometimes the produce that's sitting out there that says it's fresh. So it's kind of interesting. So if you're at this time where you're like, I need to get stuff, I don't want it to go bad in my fridge. I know if I keep the spinach in there, I might not eat it right away. Get the frozen spinach. You'll use it. It'll be more fresh and it's healthier. And then a couple of other.
Also seafood.
Yeah, seafood too.
Seafood, anything like fish, shrimp,
better
anything
frozen.
that's frozen, they're a lot fresher than the stuff that's sitting out. Okay, that's a good thing
And
to
then-
know also.
You guys are hitting parties. I know we're going to come up on time, so we will try to be quick on this. But, you know, as parties come up, we have so many temptations, right? Like you guys do. So what we usually do is two kind of things we can give you guys a little tip of. Of course, we said drink water. It's always good to drink water. It'll help you not eat so much of the bad stuff. If you show up starving and then you see, you know, a big thing of sweet potatoes, you're probably going to go for that first. But So tip one is, can you bring something that's healthier to this party if it is a potluck? Sometimes you having the control of making sure you're bringing the veggie, you're bringing some of the healthier stuff can help. Number two, on your plate, I practice something called eat my water first. Has anybody ever heard of this before? What do I mean? Eat your water first. So the foods that contain the highest water content, things like soup, salads, your veggies on your plate, those foods are high water content. They're going to fill you up with the nutritious foods, and you won't have as much room to eat all the bad stuff. Usually that will leave less room for maybe the pies, right? So, just
Also fruit.
yeah, fruit
Fruit
too.
has a high content of water.
So these are the kind of foods that we try to fill up on first, but then you still want to have fun. It's still holiday time. We're not saying go on a diet and be like completely gray here. We want you guys to have a good time during the holidays. So maybe pick your option. We can move to the next slide as well. We'll talk about this in a second, but we'll be really quickly because we know you guys have to get out of here soon. So just kind of give you guys a couple of tips on that. And then the last bonus thing we want to talk about is holiday time is a common time a lot of people get sick, right? We all have all these things going around right now, whether it's the flu, the bird flu. I mean, there's so many things out there right now. So how do we keep your immune system fired up? It's actually much simpler than we realize. Okay, so some of the things we mentioned today will help you. One is getting more oxygen in. Two is actually drinking more water, helps your immune system. Three is better posture actually affects your immune system, crazy enough. Another thing that we do a lot as like an extra bonus, because we're around people all the time and we're trying to make sure we don't get sick, is we do some natural support. So if you guys haven't heard of oil of oregano, it's another great thing that you can kind of implement to improve your immune system. You can take a little dropper full. And then one simple thing is raw garlic, you guys. Has anybody ever had a raw garlic clove? Yeah.
Okay, that is excellent for the immune system.
It's actually
Excellent.
antiviral,
Yes.
antibacterial. I know it's disgusting,
Yes.
but it's worth it. So if you start to feel like maybe my immune system's kind of getting weak, I'm feeling a little sniffle, that could be helpful. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move it on. So you guys, we know that we have such limited time to share a lot of our health tips with you. So that is why we wanted to give you a little bit of a gift from us. And that is if you have your phone out, you can take your phone with your camera open and you can scan the QR code. And we put together an app that has not only these tips, but nutrition tips, recipes, workouts based on your ability to exercise, whether you have an injury or not, stretching tips. So you guys will have access for 30 days for free. You can check it out, see what you think. It's still in the new phase, but we'd love to be able to offer that to you guys now to give you a little bit more than what we brought here today. And then the last thing, I know we give us a one quick sec here, one more slide forward. As we move forward, as I said, we promised we'd be quick, is we did give you guys a health survey. So we wanted to raffle off a few gifts because a lot of times when we give these talks, we have people who have questions for us, maybe about some of the things that they've checked off. So if you guys remember that health and stress survey, Katie's going to come around and take it from you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull anyone's name from there who has filled it out for us. And we will offer you guys to come in and we're going to give you guys not only a full exam, postural head to toe, but we'll also give you a 30-minute massage. So that will help with the stress as well at our office in Livermore, just as a little treat for you guys. So Katie, do you have those sheets to pull around and we can pull them afterwards, the health and stress surveys? Did anybody have any questions right now? I know we're getting the signal to like wrap up, but does anybody have any questions for us? Okay.
You can also grab her just as we're walking out.
Yeah, I'll be hanging out so we can answer any
All right,
questions.
you got a question there. Well, thank you very much. Okay, now don't go anywhere yet.
All right.
All right, so we give our speakers the choice of 3 super healthy things. Thing 1 is a bottle of red wine. Thing 2 is a bottle of white wine. And thing 3 is a bottle of olive oil. Of those things, what would you like? You'll make the tough choice here.
I think I'm going to have the red wine.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
See how healthy we are? Soup. Yeah, exactly.
Go.
It
Thank
got
you
some
very
antioxidants.
much.
Thank you guys so much.
3 of us. All right, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
And this week we're taking a break from our raffle. Is that true, Mr. Sergeant at Arms?